to another Ladder Legends replay analysis. Hopefully we have fixed the microphone issues. I will be double checking this time before things get posted. Right now we're going to be reviewing a game between PCH and Jinglebells. Diet Coke to go with. Alright. Now, this was in a Ask a Coach forum that he posted about PVZ Storm openers, but I don't know if this guy does the exact same thing or not. So we're going to find out. Going for 16 hatch, pretty standard. PCH recently made it to 3850, I think it was, in MMR. Man is climbing in MMR. He was a little over 200 MMR less about 2-3 weeks ago, so loving seeing his improvement. The fact that we're seeing some replays of him versus master level players is what we like to see. Okay, so we're going for a 3 hatch here. Alright, very greedy. Protoss player getting instant scout on this 3 hatch. Second Overlord checking for cannon rush. Even though, if I was getting cannon rushed and I'm going 3 hatch, I think I might just let him do it. If he commits 2 cannons plus a pylon and the forge, you're talking 550 minerals right there. So, might honestly be worth it. Hatch is only 275, plus you get the cancel, you get 207 back, so you're only really losing 68 minerals. Like, as long as you make sure the cannons finish, that kind of thing would probably be good for you. Alright, 144 spawning pool. So this is one of those situations where I don't think we go gas. I don't necessarily mind it all that much. I say, are we going to stick with 1 on gas, or are the 2 drones that are finishing going to the geyser? I think that is the case. Okay. So queens, more expensive. We are going to be needing, is that 350 plus 175? We're talking 525 minerals to start queens at 3 bases. Man, that's crazy, because it used to be 450. Okay, we've seen it being chronoed out. So we should be seeing all 3 queens start, as well as 4 zerglings here. 2 queens, because we can't afford the 3rd one. We're pulling off gas here. The zergling speed. So this is why I think we should open gasless here, because we can't even start our 3rd queen. And you can defend, like, queens should be able to defend, especially because you're making 3 at a time. Especially, as long as you know what's coming. That Overlord should probably go in and scout for a Stargate. We need to see if it's Stargate or not. So, glad we're seeing this Overlord going in here. Another thing you also see is the first Adept is not at home, like, indicating that it's going out for a scout. So what we want to do with these links, considering this queen's about to finish, we keep the links on the ramp, and then the queens will go out front. This was not even close, but once this finishes, you inject queen out front to delay, or deflect. Deflect is the word we were looking for. Deflect the Adept while the lings are waiting on the shade. Okay, we made 8 lings. I don't necessarily like the 8 lings. Part of the... We want to be making as many drones as we possibly... Oh! Very nice. Nice donation by your opponent here. Okay, we should be seeing drone production starting up. So, you don't need spores until about the 340 mark. I don't know. Where is this spore crawler being built at right now? Okay, in the main base. So you can wait until the 340 mark to start these. The Oracle's not even, like, it's only 15 seconds done. He's not chrono boosting it. Zergling speed is almost done here. What is our worker situation? We're only at 30. So with a normal game, we'd probably be anywhere between 32 and 34, looking at the time in the game. Now we did get spores a little early, and we also went gas for speed. But we really want to be kickstarting that drone production, making use of that 3rd hatchery here. So he's made no units to kill the Overlord. So we really, oh, you saw the Oracle leave. I don't know if we actually saw it, but we saw it. So there we go. 3rd spore crawler going down. And now we should be trying to get at least 1 creep tumor down to connect the bases. That being the main and the 3rd base. You see the Oracle's back at home. Looks like he wants to take a 3rd. This is good for you. This means that you can continue to drone. How many drones are we at currently? We're at 44. So we have had nothing to halt our drone production here, so we really want to be slamming that drone key down. Like so. We can go ahead and start looking to take a 4th base here. I like waiting until we're at full 3-base saturation before we put more on gas. We're re-putting on gas now. I think we take the 4th base, though, before doing that with this kind of opener. Especially when you see him going for an early third like this. Or a pretty standard third, but one that indicates there's not going to be any aggression on your side of the map. Especially with as good of map vision as you have. You're safe to take a 4th. 4 if you're in the natural. Alright. Go. So what are we doing here? We're going to be looking to go into probably Hydroling Bane, if I had to guess. Ugh, sorry. Yawns are hitting me today. Okay. See something moving out across the map. Do we see it? Or we have vision of it. Do we see it? No, we do not. I'm assuming it's an oracle. We're about to find out. Should be showing up to the 3rd base. Okay, he decided not to come into the 3rd. A double evolution shipper coming down. We're getting 6 Zerglings here. So we're only at 61 drones. Full 3-base saturation is 67. So we probably want to finish that saturation out before we are making units here. And there's the extra 6 drones. I don't mind making lings to attack, but I think we should order of operations is slightly off here. I think it should have been drones and then lings. Oracle coming in. This is not a fight we can take. The battery plus sentry is never going to happen here, unfortunately. So what we need to do here with this group of lings, you're waiting until these probes are transferring like this, and you target them down one by one. This is your prime time location to do damage. There's no battery between, like, within range right here. So you should be able, like, this would have been 2 free pickoffs, and you'll force him to come out of his base here. So you see a 3rd probe coming right there. That would have been 3 free dead probes right there. Would have been 57 to now 72. Would have been getting us very significant worker lead. Alright, what's our tech choice? We're going for a Hydralisk Den. Extra hatchery. I like the extra hatchery. So we're going up to our 7th gas here. 7th gas before mineral saturation. I don't hate it. 4 more overlords. We already had like 30 free supply. So this is something I noticed that a lot of Diamond players do. Imperator is another good example. This is not like a call out or anything, but it's just that whenever we're so worried about getting supply blocked that we overbuild supply, what you can do is just have 2 overlords on the way. The moment you hear the overlord sound, it's very hard to miss. They're very gross sounding. Whenever they finish, you just make 2 more, and then you hear those finish, you make 2 more. Hear those finish, make 2 more. Rinse, repeat. Usually, at this kind of economy, by the time the 18 seconds is up, you're up another 16 or so supply. It's about time for 2 more, and you can do that all the way to 200. Same thing with Terran and building depots. I like the Spore Crawler. However, we don't have, like, our map vision is great, okay? Don't get me wrong, our map vision is fantastic. We even got a semi-scout on the Temple Archives. I was watching your vision, I didn't see you click on this. But, if we did click on it, then we do know that Storm is on the table. So what is the plan here? If it were me, the plan from this point, we get a Lurker Den, Infestation Pit, Nidus Worm. All 3 of those things. Why? Because it's less than the 7-minute. We have more extractors than minutes have passed in the game. We have a lot of gas flow incoming right now. So I'm going to want to be teching up as fast as I can. The Protoss has done absolutely nothing to halt my map vision, nor has he done anything to halt my economy. So we're feeling great here as a Zerg. As a Zerg. The thing I'm going to get an auxiliary in addition to that is probably going to be Pneumatized Carapace. That way we can start moving overlords around the map. And then from there, we're going to be putting Lurkers and Zerglings into a Nidus Worm, and we're going to be trying to Nidus different locations as the Protoss player is moving out. So we're getting a Hydrogen. I would really love to see an Infestation Pit from now. And I said 7 gases, it's actually 6 because we're not taking the main base gas. I don't know why we don't take the main base gas. Zerg really, really thrives on 8 to 10 gases, so the fact that we have access to 4 bases, but we only have 6 gases is slightly concerning. Now, that being said, we do have an overabundance of gas here, but I think that's because we're not teching hard enough. Our upgrades are faster. It would be important to get a gauge on when the forges are going down, / what his upgrades are. Like, if the moment your 1-1 finishes, maybe send that scouting link, try to find some army units, click on his units. And I say all of these things, they might be like, oh, like, why does that necessarily matter right now? It's because nothing is happening in the the game. You had like getting information like that can give you an idea of where your opponent is at during the game. We definitely do not want to be attacking without Hydra Speed. Attacking without Hydra Speed is almost always a suicide mission. We also, I think we got stasis warded, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we did. So we're missing 5 Hydras worth of DPS. I wouldn't mind looking for a 4th base, but the thing is like, think about your position, right? So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to further ourselves in this game while keeping our opponent on 3 bases. So you are scouting the fact that there is no semblance of a 4th base coming up here. The Protoss player has had nothing happen to him. He's floating 1,400 minerals, 300 gas, and he's 40 supply under you. You're in a fantastic position. The only way you can throw this position is by attacking. What are we attacking? We're attacking while we're also starting our 2-2, which it's not really, like, if we were going to attack, we'd much rather have this significant amount of resources invested into units for said attack, because imagine, like, a 170, 180 supply versus 120. It's like, you can almost forego, like, you can almost eat the storms at that point and be just fine. So, we really want to focus on furthering our tech here. Our Hive is, considering our economic opening and how little the Protoss has done to disrupt said opening, our 5th base is late and our Hive is late here. Alright. So we see it's a lot of storm, so we absolutely need a lurker down here. And without Hydra Speed, you absolutely need to be scared of storms. Like, getting stormed, you're going to be in at least 2 ticks of it, which is, I don't know, something like 42 damage, something like that. So, yeah, we need, there's the lurker den. 17 drones. We're finally droning up that 4th base all the way. 89 drones. I mean, it's a solid amount. I would really love to see a Nidus Swarm here, and I really, really want to see a Hive. I'm really sad we haven't seen an Infestation Pit yet. I don't understand the Roach Horn. Roaches have more HP, but they're less maneuverable. They're kind of fat. They get clumped up. Also, what tends to pair well with Storm? Immortals. Storm and Immortals go hand in hand. Templars and Immortals aren't fast movers, but they're very powerful, especially when combined together. Also, after you use the Storms, making Archons provides good meat shields for the Immortals, etc., etc. His opponent, while not having great map vision, is doing a good job of keeping track of PCH's army. However, PCH, he kind of gave up his map vision. I don't know if it was an F2 or if we were just trying to bring everything together for a fight, but we gave up both watchtowers plus the information on his 4th base. Now, I don't mind taking the 2 bases now. These are all things that could have been done 2 minutes ago. This Protoss player has done absolutely nothing to stifle your growth. Alright, so we're making roaches. We're getting roach speed. I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan of the roaches here. We're going for more of a mid-tier, like a very mid-tier base army, but you're also giving him. I respect the try to scout right there, but we're giving him pure vision of where we're at. That's one of those things where you want to move away. You leave a couple Hydras there. You move the rest elsewhere. Because now he knows where you're going. So what have we done since we saw Storm? We gave up our information on the 4th base. We haven't progressed our tech very much. Our 2-2 is about to finish. This is a very unfortunate time to be fighting. 8 seconds, 9 seconds before our upgrades are finished. And we don't have Hive tech upgrades, even though we have had the drone count plus the economy to have had gotten Hive for the last 3 minutes or so. Like, we're maxed with all this extra money. Like, Hive should already be done at this point, considering this opening. Now, this is not going to happen in every game. Protoss players that are more active with their oracles and they kill drones. Points in time where you're being attacked by various different harassment things and you need to make units / you need to pull drones away, indirect damage. All these kinds of things are going to add up. This game, they did not, though. This game, they did absolutely nothing to stifle your economy. So, there's no reason why after an economic 3 hatch before pool opener, we should not be getting a Hive at the 7.5 minute mark or so. Hive is where all the good things happen. Okay, we have lurkers now, but what we don't have lurker upgrades because of lack of said Hive. We're now very much lacking vision of our opponent's base, and this is one of those things where, like, a Nidus Worm is the unsung hero that I think Zerg players need to start utilizing more. Niduses have won me more ZVPs than I can even count this season. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Alright, you see this counterattack coming up to the top, or at least an army. I like the attack. Let's hopefully we don't pull home here. We need to be stutter stepping these units up. Lurkers are burrowed. Now we want to arc out here. Now, I mean, we lost all the lurkers. We give up this position. So 19 more roaches is the call. We saw Immortals and Storm. Hive's done. I would have loved to see some Vipers and lurker upgrades. There we go. Lurker upgrades. So another thing against Storm too. What is the counter to Storm? And that we could have had happen before this Tempest upgrade happened. Two things. First off, we really needed to keep him off that 4th base. And I say that because we had every advantage was in our favor. Supply was in our favor. Upgrades were in our favor. Tech was in our favor. Is that the case now? No. Economy, pretty similar. Actually, he's mining more than you currently. He has. I know you just lost some drones. So there's a reason for that. However, it's like now the economy is even. Let's just say even because it was even before this. His tech has caught up. He's actually transitioning into even better tech, aka Mothership and Tempest, and we're just now getting to the lurker upgrade stage of the game. So we need to really focus on our tech here. The kind of army you're building is one that at this point in the game should be being traded away for better units. So you're remaking your drones here, and I think it's a mistake. And the reason why is because you're already so close to max out, and you had a bit of a bank. Maxing out in a bigger army is technically always better, and you still have a adequate drone count. 60 while you're maxed out is plenty. You're getting 2,000, like you're 2,000, 1,000 every single minute that you won't be able to spend because you're maxed out. So it's just like if you are playing a long macro game like this, you will want to focus on unit retention. Now that sounds oxymoronic, considering the statement I just made about these units that you want to be trading out. However, that is not your mindset in this game so far. You're not of the mindset of, oh, I don't even want these kinds of units right now. You're deciding to go for Roach Hydra because they pair well together, and they do, until we get past the beginning of the mid-game. After that, Roaches fall off very heavily. Hydras become kind of mid. However, the one thing you do have on your opponent right now in terms of army is not only upgrades, like a lot of upgrades, you're 3 upgrades ahead in both departments, but you have mobility. Mobility is on your side. You do not want to be engaging this Protoss army directly for any reason. Any reason, especially when you're making roaches. So we're going to attack. I'm hoping we don't attack the Protoss army here. I think that's a massive mistake if we do. Okay. So now we're going to attack this base that's set up with static defense, and we have nothing to break static defense. Protoss army coming up from the top. Getting stormed. So let's just take stock of the units that are here, right? What gateway fighting, like, this army is meant to deal with gateway heavy armies. The only, like, yes, Templar are technically gateway units, but you're talking they're 2 tech structures up from gateway units, so let's just say gateway 2.0 units, okay? We have 2 stalkers, a sentry for Guardian Shield, which I very much appreciate, Mr. Jinglebells. If you ever, for some reason, see this video, maybe you join Ladder Legends, who knows? But then we have tech units and Immortals, tech units and Archons. The Void Rays, I think that's just a Roach counter, or, no, he made these early on for defense. So I think this is just a Zerg all-in counter more than anything. And then we have Tempest, which is the counter to Lurkers. So all of this together he completely is countering the unit composition you're going for. The only time that your unit composition will stand toe-to-toe with this is with Lurkers and good Viper usage. Without those 2 things, I don't ever see you winning a fight against this sort of army. All he has to do is storm it back up, and then the Tempest will chip away at you ever so slowly, but assuredly. So one thing, another thing we want to be doing too is, like, at the moment you A move, like we're running away here, whatever, we need to be reproducing, making units. That way, our larva's reticking up, especially hatcheries that are chilling at 3 larvae over here. This one's at 8. 3, but also because Protoss doesn't have that ability. They have warp gates, but they don't have that same remax ability that Zerg has. So it's one of the things you'll see done in ZVT a lot. You'll see a Zerg player, they will take a group of a Ling Bane and they'll run it into the Bio army, and the moment that it dies, they're already remaking more, and they're making more Banelings in the back. And that, to Terran players, what it makes it seem like is that you have a never-ending army, and you can do that across all the matchups. However, this is going to be a ridiculously hard fight because we were not able to stifle his economy enough to stop him from getting to the tech he wants to be at. Also, another thing, we're pushing. We're pushing while we're still getting all of our upgrades. That's 500, 500, 650, 650, and then yeah. So this is like 1,700 resources we have invested into upgrades that we are not currently getting any benefit of from while we're taking this fight. Our roaches are super low on health here. And the reason why I say lurkers, you might be like, well, I have lurkers, and they died. Well, you need like 20, though. You need a lot. You need a fuck you amount of lurkers, excuse my French, but like a you cannot pass here kind of amount of lurkers. Another thing, man, Nidus worms. Like, what defenses you have against Nidus worm? Nothing. This tech, all of this is free. It's free real estate. Nidus here. Overlord on, what is the Observer mode? I don't know what it's called for Overseers. Do you have an Overseer still? What is it called? Oversight. Yeah, Overseer in Oversight mode right here. Nidus. Oversight mode right here. Nidus. Things like that. We're getting Hydra Dash. I think this... I know it's used a lot. I know people say it's useful. I have not found it that useful. It's good for chasing, actually. I take that back. It's good for chasing units. So one thing we're still not remaking any new units. We're getting extra tech here, which is fine. But like the unit composition hasn't changed at all. We really do not want to be. Ooh, that's a bad lurker morph spot. Now we're going up to the 20 lurkers, but we're just losing the units for free. I was gonna say I respect the lead, but I also kind of don't, because we have all this tech, and we still have the option of counterattacking here. The Protoss is not attacking anything important here. We're still at a semi-decent drone count. We have 72. We have a bank. We're on hive tech. We're about to have 3-3 to +1. Like, this is not a leave situation. I think this is a steal all your roaches out of your main army hotkey, send them to the bottom, have them attack this base. The moment the army leaves, you have the Hydras come in for the top, just poke over here, and then we start teching towards a better army. Vipers, lurkers, things like that. It's one of those things where our tech was just late considering our economy. In the first Zealot run by, we had vision of it, so it was one of those things. It's like we didn't see it, but had we actually seen it in our vision with how good our map vision was, we wouldn't have taken the 20 drone losses or whatever it was to that at the time. So it's just, there are a bunch of things we could do a little better here, but specifically we don't want to be making mid-game tier units, like mid-tier units against a Protoss player who's doing nothing but teching. And if we are making mid-tier units, the goal is to keep him off this base. You keep them off this base, you will just have such an economic lead that you can starve him out. And that tends to be the plan against Mech Terran as well. So, and the fastest improvement to mid-tier ranged armies for Zerg is Vipers, because of Blinding Cloud, because of Abduct, things like that. So, whenever you are making mid-tier armies like this, Vipers are what you want here. But yeah, hopefully this analysis helps. PCH, you have any other questions, my man? You know I'm always available. Thank you for letting me analyze your replay, and I appreciate you sending it in. And yeah, hopefully this helps. Appreciate you guys' time, and this has been Ladder Legends with another replay analysis.